Today we are going to talk about algebraic expressions. This will be the first of our review sections and we'll refer to it as R.1. The essential question for this section is, what are algebraic expressions and how do you simplify them? So our first question is, what is an algebraic expression? A definition might be a combination of variables and numbers using the operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, or division, as well as powers or roots, is called an algebraic expression. Some examples might be x plus 6, 3x plus 5, or x squared minus 3. Now, one thing to note with algebraic expressions is that there is no equal sign. There is a variable, there are constants, but there is no equal sign. That is why it is strictly referred to as an expression. So what do we mean by evaluating algebraic expressions? This means to find the value of the expression for a given value of the variable. For example, evaluate 3x plus 5 for x equals 6. So in this case, we simply substitute 6 everywhere in the expression where we see an x. So now we would have 3 times 6 plus 5, or our answer is simply 23. Now, many algebraic expressions involve more than one operation. Evaluating an algebraic expression without a calculator involves carefully applying the rules of the order of operations. Now, the order of operations simply tells us the order in which we are to perform the various arithmetic operations. The first step is to perform all operations within the innermost parentheses and work outward. In other words, work parentheses first. The second step is to evaluate all exponential expressions. The third step is to perform multiplications and divisions as they occur from left to right. And then the final step is to perform additions and subtractions as they occur from left to right. Now, if you have trouble remembering these steps, you can use the word PEMDAS to help you remember. P is parentheses, E is exponents, M is multiplication, D is division, A is addition, S is subtraction. PEMDAS, order of operations. So how are we going to use the order of operations to simplify an algebraic expression? So let's look at an example. 6 parentheses 2x squared plus 4x parentheses plus 10 parentheses 4x squared plus 3x parentheses. So the first step I'm going to do is to distribute, because I can't combine anything inside the parentheses, so I'm going to distribute the 6 and distribute the 10. So what do I mean by distribute? Basically, I'm going to take the 6 and I'm going to multiply it by the 2, and also take the 6 and multiply it by the 4. And I'm going to take the 10 and multiply it by the 4, and also multiply it by the 3. And this gives me 12x squared plus 24x plus 40x squared plus 30x. Now my next step is going to involve combining like terms. So what do I mean by like terms? Like terms are going to look like this. I've got 12x squared here, and I've got 40x squared here. So those are like terms. Then I've got 24x and 30x. Those are like terms, so I can combine those terms as well. Now this leaves us with our final answer of 52x squared plus 54x. I can't combine anything further. I've got a single x squared term and a single x term. and I cannot combine them, so this is my final answer. Now there's one area that does give some students problems, and that is whenever negative signs appear. So we should spend some time discussing the properties of negatives. Now there are 6 properties of negatives that we should become familiar with. The first of these is that minus 1 times a is simply equal to minus a. The second of these is that minus parentheses minus a parentheses is simply equal to a. Or another way of looking at it is minus a minus a is simply a. Minus times a minus is a positive. Now the next property is that parentheses minus a times b is simply equal to minus ab. So if you've got something in parentheses that's negative multiplied by something outside that's positive, it's equal to minus the negative minus a times b. Now similarly, if you've got a times parentheses minus b, it's also equal to minus ab. Now if you've got a negative outside the parentheses and 2 numbers added together inside the parentheses, such as minus parentheses a plus b parentheses, the result is simply minus a minus b. Now, our final property says minus parentheses a minus b inside the parentheses is equal to minus a plus b, or it can also be written as b minus a. Now, the last thing I would like you to do is to simplify the following expression and post your answer in the drop box. Now, don't forget to bring any questions you might have to class, and we'll discuss them then, as well as to do more problems relating to algebraic expressions. Thank you.